I am so excited to welcome Nikki today. She is an incredible sales coach and just all around amazing person. So let's get right into our conversation. Thank you so much for being here today, Nikki. I'm so excited to just welcome you into this space and just let more people get to know you a little bit more. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm very honored to be here. I will take any time that I get to spend with you, and I will be delighted. So thank you.
Oh, I appreciate our time together, no matter what it looks like, also. So, today I would just love for you to introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about what you do and how you support so many people around you.
Okay, well, thank you. My company is Sales Maven. I'm a sales strategist and coach, and I primarily work with women business owners and I teach them selling skills. And really, kind of the premise behind this is that there is a structure to excellence. And so I teach a structure to a successful sales conversation. There's a framework around it. And the whole idea is to really give people that confidence in those sales conversations, because I find that a lot of times, the entrepreneurs and the business owners that I work with are super passionate about like whatever their topic is, whatever their expertise is. And then when they, find out there's a sales component to business, they're like, ugh, like it feels so awkward and weird. And so that's really where I step in, is teach them strategies and techniques that make the selling conversation not only easier for them, but so much easier for their buyer. So it becomes a true conversation. Um, and I do that in a couple different ways. I work with people one on one in private coaching, programs. And then I also have a group coaching program. It's called the Sales Maven Society. And that is where people get access to my training center and they can ask me questions. I do live group coaching calls where they can come and bring their sales challenges and situations and get tailored coaching specific to them. And then we also do sales practice sessions in there. So we pick a topic, some strategy or technique around sales, and we do a practice session and give people the opportunity to like practice getting things out of your mouth. Cause I find that that's usually the biggest hindrance, is that people get nervous and they're like, I don't know how it's going to land. But most of the time it's just because they haven't practiced saying it. And when you give them an environment where they can do that, again, it just boosts the confidence.
Oh, I love that so much. And you have taught me and so many others so many tips and just ways to bring out that confidence in us. So I know something that you say also is that it's within us that we have this story to tell and these words that we can connect with people on. And finding it is just so helpful to have the support of someone like you, and something that I will never forget that you have taught me over the many years that I've known you is that it's not about if somebody will connect with you, it's when. So
Mhm.
I have talked to many of my clients that I coach with and have helped. I just say, well, let's replace if with when. And that
Yeah.
has been super helpful. And that's just one little tidbit that you have taught me that's really stuck with me over these years. And
Yeah.
being someone who has been coached by you and ongoing, I have noticed that the way that you can pull out the ideas and come up with something really rather quickly, too. If I'm talking about what I'm going to be doing with Connect Belong in person, and I had the opportunity to speak in my group a month ago, and you really helped me bring out what I wanted to do. And something you said was, have you invited them? Have you given them the invitation? And I took that pretty literally this time and I handed them a paper invitation and
I
it went
know.
over really well. So I appreciate that you have really helped me think outside of the box. And I know you do that with so many of your clients. And I just am in awe of the way that you really bring out the best in others by also just pouring into them so well. And that's one of the many reasons that I wanted to have this conversation with you so other people can experience you.
Thank
So,
you.
of course. Could you tell me a little bit about the Sales Maven Society and just how you have really formed this beautiful group of women where this is over Zoom? And I've experienced one of the calls so far, and hopefully more, where everybody is really eager to ask you questions and they are ready to go and their hands are being raised. And this community is just really fantastic. So I'd love to know just maybe how that started and how you nurtured that space.
Thank you. Well, the Sales Maven Society, I actually started it in 2017, and it was a result of requests from a few of my private coaching clients that we were coming up on the end of our engagement, and they wanted to continue to have access to ask me questions, and but not at that, program level, right? Financial commitment, time commitment, and all of that. And so the Sales Maven Society was really born out of giving my private coaching clients a way to still have access. And then what I found was it was also a really good entry point for people either early in their business that need help with sales and coaching around it, but also people that, from a financial standpoint, like it's a
Yeah.
pretty easy yes. And, it's evolved over the years. And what I have found to be the like the game changer is that they really do have access to me. And as a matter of fact, most of the time when people come in, they're always surprised at how much access they get to me. They're like, "You show up on every call. You're actually the person who's responding to us in the private group." And, so that has been a really important piece, I think, because it builds trust.
Mhm.
And then as far as like the culture piece of it, that has really kind of taken on a life of its own. And I will say the way that I have tried to nurture it, and I do think of this as being an important thing. And just being really honest, I'm going to tell you what people say to me. I don't know if I had this much intention around it or if I'm this strategic. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the way like my brain works. But I always want to give my members an opportunity to know the other members. And I also want to give them an opportunity to shine too.
Mhm.
And so, there's a few things that I do like strategically to make that happen. But here's like a really simple one is when we get on these live calls and they truly are coaching calls. So it's not like we're just going to chat it up with each other. It's like, no, they come to ask me questions and they're getting coaching from me. There's a ton of activity that's going on in the chat because the group is really supportive. So they're supporting each other in the chat. But before they ask me a question, I always say, would you please share with the group what your business is and who you serve? And that one, it gives context to the question that they're going to ask me. Like I know their business and I could just answer the question, but for everybody else listening, it gives them context to who this person is and how this question might come up and why the question might come up. And also it just really gives exposure to them.
Mhm.
And many of my clients find that they work together because they get to know each other. They're like, oh, I know what Tara does. I know about Connect Belong. So because I know about that, when I'm ready to, step into something, like she would be the person that I go to. That's one thing. I'm going to pause here and just see if you want to
No, I
interject because
love
I'm
it. No,
saying
I
everything.
I love that you explained all of that because
Okay.
that is exactly what I was asking. And
Okay.
just having that opportunity, I know you mentioned you don't know how this happened or whatever it may be, but really it's you at the center of this and you're the people that you have attracted and the people that are nurturing just like you are because you give with a serving, loving heart, and the people that you're attracting are doing the same. So that's a beautiful thing that has really just been born out of what you have started with your sales coaching and everything. So
Thank you.
I think
Thank
that's a
you.
wonderful thing.
Yeah, I think it's always really important that, I will say I don't get really tied up in like it's never ever supposed to have been, nor do I ever want it to be the Nikki show. Like that
Oh,
was never a motivator for my business.
I get it.
I always want it to be about the work, but also about the people. And I feel that way about sales also. In a sales conversation, it isn't about me as the seller, it's about the buyer, it's about the prospect. And so I will say, I think that shows up in the way I work with my clients too, because it's
Yeah.
not about me, it's about them.
Mhm.
So I want them to feel loved. I want them to feel supportive. I want them to feel very safe because, anytime you have to admit that you need help with something or you don't know how to handle a situation or this feels uncomfortable, like that is such a vulnerable place to be. And it's really important to me and the work that I do that people know you can be vulnerable here. You can, you can curse, you can cry, you can you can be angry, you
Yeah.
can have all the emotions, you can be happy, we can celebrate. And all of those, like all of the things that make you you are welcome here
Hmm.
with the idea that it is a supportive
Oh, for sure.
community. So I do, it's pretty rare that I ever have to step in and be like, we're not doing that here. But those people don't tend to stay, right? Like people
Yeah.
who are coming in to be like, I'm just here to, get business from other people, they usually leave because it's relationship focused and that's the focus of what I teach and what I do. And so if there isn't relationship, those people don't stay.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's what I'm I feel like that was one of the reasons that you and I connected so well because we both are all about the people, all about the
Yeah.
relationship,
Yeah.
don't need the spotlight on ourselves. And
Uh-uh.
also something that you and I have talked about too is just that we don't need to dim our light to let others shine. It's just shining our light bright so everyone else can do the same. And I think you said that perfectly, where you are helping people feel seen, heard, and loved, and in this supportive space. So, creating that and having the opportunity to be a part of that myself, and then in this space with the people that you have cultivated relationships with, it's really a beautiful thing. So, I commend you on that, and
Thank you. I feel really
I love to
blessed.
see that.
Thank you.
And I would love to ask you one more question. What is something that you would love to just say to people that are feeling that being salesy is the only way to sell? Is
Mm,
there something that you could offer as encouragement for
yeah.
all of us that are in that space sometimes? And I know sometimes it's a mindset issue, but
Yeah. Can I say a couple things? Like I have
of
a few
course.
answers to
Please,
it.
yes,
Well,
go for
okay.
it.
So, one thing I want to say is there's a real misconception about selling and selling well. And the misconception is that sales is something that you do to another person. And anytime you think about doing something to another person or having something done to you, it often doesn't feel good, right? That feels a little manipulative. It feels like aggressive. And so that's gross, right? But
Mhm.
I teach that sales is actually something you do with another person. So you're not doing something to them, you're doing something with them. And here's another thing I'll add is that another misconception is that it's your job to convince people to buy from you. That is false. And I'm so sorry that that is so like hounded out in the marketplace by people that are, you know, I think lacking the understanding of really what sales relationships are about. Your job is never to convince anybody to buy from you. Your job is to understand, does the person have a need? Do I have a solution? And do I have permission to put it in front of them? Now there's some structure and some things around that to make it easier to gather that information, get permission to put things in front of them and issue invitations. But this idea of like, you got to convince people. Well, that feels like a lot of pressure.
Mhm.
Like, oh my gosh, now I have to be convincing. Like, that's just so much pressure to put on yourself. So knock it off. Like, it's just not
Yeah.
true. And then the last thing I'll say is we often are so focused on, like, I don't want to be seen as salesy. I don't want to be that aggressive, pushy salesperson. So I'm just going to sit back and let people let me know when they're ready. But unfortunately, that isn't how people's brains work. And in the most loving way, I want to say that if you're not willing to issue invitations, if you're not willing to ask questions of people, you often leave them feeling unsatisfied with their interaction with you, which I suspect, again, thinking about the type of people you attract, the type of people I attract, like we don't want people to feel unsatisfied when they have an interaction with us. We want them to feel good about it. And so if you're not inviting people to take steps and do business with you, and again, it doesn't have to be an aggressive way, it's just a simple question oftentimes that if they walk away and they go like, well, that was such an unsatisfying experience, or they go, I don't know why it felt off, but there was just something about that interaction with Nikki and it just, I don't know, I didn't feel like we connected. That's on me. Like that's my fault. It's my job to earn somebody's business, not convince them, but earn it. And that means that I have to be willing to extend myself outside of my, like, it's not about me, it's about them.
Mhm.
So if I just issue an invitation, if I think that there's something I can offer to somebody and I say, is that something you'd be interested to talk about? Or is there ever an opportunity where we might work on this together? Or just these simple little questions, they can at least walk away being like, well, at least she showed me the like respect to let me decide. And that I think will change the way you approach your sales conversations when you start thinking, I really want people to feel satisfied about their interaction. Therefore, I'm going to treat them like they're an adult
Yeah.
and that I'll respect their decision and I'll ask the question.
Mm. No, I love presenting it as a choice and just even thank you for that permission for me and everyone
Yeah.
listening, just to be able to lean into that. And when we approach it, that it's not about us and it is about them, and we're
Mhm.
here to serve and give what we can to help them really and support them as a business owner, as a person, all the things, because our lives and our business intertwine so much. So.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for everything. And I'm just so grateful
Thank
to
you.
know you, love you, and get to know you even better as the years go by. I would love to know where everyone can find you, and I will also link everything below in the description. But where is the best place to find you?
Well, I always like to wrap anytime I have an opportunity to
Yeah,
speak to an audience, like, let me gift you something, right? Like,
you are
I
so
think coming
kind.
from a place of generosity. So, if sales is something you're interested in exploring, I have an ebook. It's a fast read, but it's really impactful in that idea of issuing that invitation and moving somebody through a sales process. It's called Closing the Sale. And I would just love to gift it to somebody. And then we'll be connected. You can get it by going to yoursalesmaven.com. That's my email address, yoursalesmaven.com/ebook. And then we'll be connected. And
Great.
if you're somebody who likes podcasts, I will also just throw out that I do have a podcast. It's called Sales Maven. So you can check that out too.
Yes, I will link everything below and you can connect with Nikki there. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for spending time together with me today. And I'm so excited for everyone else to get to know you more as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.